Welcome to the Live Bright Show, the pod for badass service-based entrepreneurs who are creating businesses and lives that are fun, successful, and free. And now your host, seven-figure business owner, coach, and founder of the Live Bright movement, here to help you own your potential, Molly Moran.
Welcome to the pod, everybody. I am so excited today to have Ricardo, or Ricky as his friends call him, Regalado. Ricky is the CEO and founder of Route. He's the owner of Regalado Services, which is a huge commercial cleaning company in the Chicago area. He's the owner of the janitorial store. He's an angel investor. He volunteers on the board of ISSA. He's the Cleaning and Cocktails podcast host and event founder. He's a dedicated dad and husband. He's an extremely generous dude. I'm so excited to have him on the pod. Welcome to the show, Ricky.
Hey, thank you to have me, Molly. Come on now. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. You know, you're one of, I was on your pod briefly a while ago, and it's one of the very first podcasts I was on. So I'm super excited to have you here on the Live Bright Show.
And how like, that was out of nowhere, right? Just said, hey, I'm gonna grab you for 8 to 10 minutes. Come on over. Here's the mic. Let's do this.
Yeah, it was
fun. You jumped right into it. So I'd like to say, I introduced you to podcasting, and now you are a podcaster.
I owe all of my success to you, Ricky. No, it's great, and you've got such an awesome setup and with for your pod and for Route and everything. So I'd love to. You've got so much going on, and we could go in so many directions. But I'd love to just jump right into it if that works for you. Does that sound good?
It works. Let's go.
Awesome. All right. Where are you spending? You've got a lot of different businesses. Where are you spending most of your time right now?
So yeah, I get asked that a lot. I can confidently tell you I spend 90 to 95% of my time on Route and somewhat Cleaning and Cocktails, right? Because it's not under Route, but it's a part of it because it is our audience, our community, our content creation. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Route, as you see behind me, right? Every single day we are working on Route because we're happy to say we'll be coming live with our reinvention of our platform this August.
Tell us more about Route, because certainly some of my listeners don't know about it. So share more, please.
Yes. So a first-time tech founder, Molly, right? So I built a lot of technology early on because of my pain points as a cleaning business owner. We all know cleaning is always a little late to adopt technology, but it's here now, and many companies are using tech. We started 4 years ago with the first tool that we built was a walkthrough builder, a bidding calculator, and a proposal tool. So we had built a mobile app and a web app that helped you in the sales portion of your business. Quickly, though, got the shiny object syndrome. And I started moving to way too many different things, building too many different things, and it hurt me. There was a couple of years there of I lost focus and I lost direction. I'm very honest about that. But what we've done now is come a long way. And like today, what Route is it still has the tools that I built 3-4 years ago. So we still have the walkthrough builder, the proposal generator, and the bidding calculator. But we shelved a few products that have come and gone. But the product we're most happy about to launch right now is a marketplace, which is a platform of prime contractors who hold these big, large cleaning contracts, commercial, and they are looking for trusted subcontracting partners to service those contracts for them in areas that they don't have employees. So what we do is we kind of lubricate that commerce between a prime and a sub. We allow a prime to post an opportunity on the marketplace. A sub, like, your cleaning company would be alerted in New Mexico if there's an opportunity, and you would bid on that opportunity. The prime would then negotiate with you, and then you guys can agree to do business together, and the contract is awarded, and you guys are now partners in this contract. So we are still focused on sales. If you can, right, you can kind of tell the first tool sales, this thing also is still helping. So that's the world we want to live in, is if we can help cleaning company owners make money, grow, scale their companies. I've sought out to do what I've been trying to do since day one.
I love that. And I mean, I think it's like an online brokerage essentially, right? Yeah. And or marketplace or whatever you're calling it. And you've brought so much, I feel like so much positive, and like focus and professionalism to our industry, truly. And you're so good at building relationships. I came to my first cleaning and cocktails event last year. I was lucky enough to be there, and and I immediately was making connections, and I had potential to do janitorial work if I wanted to go more in that direction. Right, like it was an amazing place to build true connections and friendships based on trust and all kinds of things. So I love that you're doing that. You mentioned that you got a little, shiny object syndrome. You got a little off track there a couple of years ago. What did you kind of learn about yourself during that process? Because it sounds like you brought it back. Your focus is back, but what did you learn about yourself during that?
Man, I learned that like it's okay to say no and not do things. I heard something great from somebody. It's like, it's okay to say no to the good things, to say yes to the great things, right? And I was in that momentum train. Like, Molly, I wanted to do it. Like, I could do that. We could do that. Why don't we do that? We should do that.
Yeah.
And like, I didn't say no to any. And then it's like, dude, but then you're caught, and it happened. I started to get doubt, right? Doubt myself. Like, can you go A to Z with something? You keep going halfway and it's half-assed and it's not done yet, and you didn't complete this. Dude, complete stuff first, then move on to the next one, right? So like for me, the cleaning company, Rosalado, I didn't complete it. It's not done yet, but what I did complete is I built a good team. I built a great culture of a company that I could step away a little bit, and it's allowed me to do other things. That doesn't mean I can't jump right back in, because I'm having fun jumping back in a little bit now. But I went A to Z, and then like the first route tool, we went A to maybe X, and I could have gone a little further. But I learned it's okay to say no to good, to say yes to great. That's what I learned.
Damn, I am so glad you said that. It's so, because I had another question for you, which kind of leads into that, because the more successful you are, the more opportunities present themselves to you, and it's like like and that's been a really hard lesson for me to learn as well. And as my time freedom has grown and my wealth has grown, I'm like, well, yeah, I could do that, and I could travel there. I could do like more and more opportunities, business and personal, have sort of come my way. And so for me, I've had to really put the brakes on some things. Number one, because of completion, like you said, going A to Z with something. And number two, like, just because I can do something doesn't mean it's what I want to be doing necessarily. And, and so what do you use now? I mean, you kind of said it, like you can say no to things that are good so that you can say yes to things that are great. But when you're in that process, do you have sort of a filter you run things through to make decisions as new opportunities come your way?
I do the best I can. I don't have the solution just yet. I bounce things off my wife. I bounce them off my cousin. I bounce them off my team. But we're getting better at each other, right? Like we hold each other accountable to just say, hey, does this have to do with what we're trying to do by August? So like right now, the big thing is August. We have a deadline to deliver what we want to deliver with Route. And if it doesn't have to do with it, then like you have to be honest and like step away, say no. Or just show me why you could, right? Or show myself, can I go speak at an event, but fly right back the same day, not interrupt my schedule, and still accomplish what I was supposed to accomplish? If yes, then that's okay. But if no, and again, time management, Molly, is my worst enemy. I am the guy that puts meetings up to the last minute, right? Like after this call, jump in, 12 to 12:30, 12:31 to 1:01 to 1. I have to learn how to give a buffer, because that's the next thing that I gotta improve on, is I don't give myself buffers. So
yeah, I can help you with that. We can have a quick side conversation, but awareness is the first step, Ricky.
I'm like looking at my calendar right now. I am aware that I need more white.
Yeah.
I need more white space.
Yeah, totally. I know at some point I was, as you grow and you get busier and busier and you've got more people working for you, then often you do end up with more meetings because you're sitting in more of an advisory role, but even those can get stacked on and be too heavy. So it sounds like you might be at the next stage of filtering out even some of those.
Yeah, because no, it all comes down to agenda too, Molly, right? Like, look at perfect setup right before we got on. You have an agenda. You knew what we were gonna, how you want to kind of
Yep.
run it.
Yep.
In my early years, when you like, kind of back to what you said about what did you learn about yourself within the shiny object, is like I didn't really ever have an agenda back then, right? It was just go, go, go. So where now it's like, all right, well, what's the outcome I'm looking to get out of this exercise or this day or this meeting? And if I don't get it, what's the consequences, right? Like
Right.
before, I had zero consequences, and it would carry over, carry over, carry over, and then you will ultimately be held accountable and get judged. And I heard it, and it hurt me, man. It struck when they said, "Man, Ricky's not executing on X, Y, Z." I was like, "Holy shit!"
Oh,
I was
crap.
like, I was like,
Yeah.
"Damn, did they just say that?" I was like, that hurt. That would hurt. But I wasn't aware. So now
Yeah.
you have to be aware.
Yeah, you're aware. So it sounds like you've got some good, with your team, you've got some good leadership, some good accountability rather built in to what you guys are doing.
Yeah, because they're not afraid to say it now. Again, before they were. Maybe you have some people. Remember, think about Molly in the early stages for you. It was like people were not probably up to just saying, "Hey, Molly, you're wrong." Right? Like
Yeah,
that.
it's still something I have to like constantly, hey, come on, you guys, like,
Be
okay, come
honest.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's hard because there is like this ultimately there's a power differential when you own the business, and
Yeah.
but it's like you, so I work really hard to try to create an environment of safety with my leadership team, but I have to, and I'm like, oh, but I have to reiterate that regularly. Like, hey, I don't want just yes. I have mostly women working in my office right now. I don't want yes women. I want you to challenge me. Like, if I didn't do that, then I need to be transparent about it. And so I try to like engender more transparency. Like, hey, I didn't follow through on that. I dropped the ball on that, so that it feels more safe for other people to also take accountability, because we're all going to drop balls. It's going to happen. It's
Oh,
just like,
all
then what
yeah.
do you do? Right? Then what are you going to
Well,
do?
no, and like you fall victim sometimes to the assumption, right? Like, oh, I assumed she knew that, right? Like I said,
Right.
dude, it's the worst. Like assumptions. I still,
Yeah.
even though I'm aware that they're bad, I still will assume myself, and
Right.
that's an evil you got to definitely conquer and just
Yeah.
continue to work on.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'd love to ask you a little bit more about the event you've got coming up here in, I think in August, like in about a month and a half, something like that. So it's the cleaning and cocktails event. It's part of like your work that you do with Route, but I'd love for you to share with folks. My experience there last year was phenomenal, and I'm excited to come back again this year. And I won't, even though I'm mostly in the residential world and the coaching world, of course, I get a ton out of I got a
Yeah,
ton out of that event and the community and the people that I met through there. So please share what's happening with cleaning and cocktails this year, and when is it and where is it and all that good stuff.
yeah. So it is the 19th to the 20th. So it's a day, not really a day and a half, it's like a day and a quarter. Because if you remember, like what we do very well too is a great welcome party. Because I'm a big
Mm-hmm.
believer in let's take down the curtains, let's take down the barriers. Like you shouldn't be intimidated when you go to these events. You should be networking and getting to know each other. So we intentionally have a welcome party first. So then by the day of the event, the next day, you know a few faces, you know a few names. You go and sit with some people. You're not sitting in the corner by yourself. Because if when you start that day already intimidated or like you don't know anybody, your mindset's not there. You're not ready to
Mm-hmm.
really embrace everything. So the welcome party is the 19th. It's at the Gaylord Opryland in Nashville, Tennessee. We're co-locating with the huge convention with Mike Duck is a good friend of mine, and he's like, Rick, bring the commercial side to this event. We're missing the commercial side. So our event is intended for mostly commercial, but I would say still residential cleaning contractors who are interested in commercial. And I'll tell you why. The 20th, the day of the event, 9 to 5 p.m., we are intentionally doing this to focus on sales, scaling, and subcontracting. Now I won't go through the entire agenda, but I'll kind of hit some high levels. The main like or the main attraction of the agenda, Molly, is what I call the deal bar. So I want you to envision the deal bar as a place that, amber coloring, scented candles, cigar smell, whiskey, like just, the mahogany, like it is where you go to make a deal, right? And what's a deal?
Okay.
Deal is money, deal is revenue, deal is growth. So that deal bar is where we're going to curate a matchmaking experience for prime cleaning contractors who usually are the bigger guys, but not always. They're not always the bigger, right? But they have one thing that's very important is they have the relationship with the client and they have accounts and contracts that they are looking for other smaller local regional cleaning companies to source and service for them because they may not have W-2 employees in Santa Fe, New Mexico, right? So this is a
Right.
company that may be in Philadelphia, $100+ million cleaning company that has 3 or 4 banks in Santa Fe, New Mexico. They don't have supervisory, they don't have employees. They need to sub that out to a local cleaning company. There's been a bad stigma over the years on how that business is done. So with this deal bar, we're trying to sit down primes with subs so the prime could interview the sub in person and build that relationship. You said it before that our event for you was very impactful because there was a lot of in-person camaraderie, companionship,
Definitely.
community. We want that feeling for the prime and subs as well. It's not intimidating, right? Yes, this is a bigger size company usually that is sitting across from you. Pitch them, show them why they should send you business and do business with
Right.
you. Vice
Right.
versa. The prime, we're asking them to pitch the sub. Why should a sub want to work with you? What's your values? What's your culture? What's your principles? Um, but we're curating that. So when you buy a ticket for the event, there's also a link to apply to be the subcontractor. So like, what market are you in? How big are you? What services do you offer? Do you have a W-9? What's your COI? Well, again, we want to make sure you're business ready to do this business because you're right. The goal is you leave the event, and I hear you in the bathroom saying, "I'm so happy I came here. I just want a $6,000 a month contract with so and so Prime."
Right.
Imagine that feeling. Like you come to a conference.
Awesome.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Like learning and education is key. It's essential to everything. But whoever leaves a convention or a conference with money, like with a
Money.
contract.
I know.
So
That's awesome.
that was the main thing we wanted to really come away with this one. So that's the big thing. Some of the companies that we'll have. I'm looking at the list right now. It's about over $4.5 billion worth of cleaning companies in that deal bar room that has
Wow.
revenue to share with these subs. We'll have about 125 seats for subcontractors in the room. Some big name sponsors. We got Staples, SC Johnson, Spartan, Sunbelt, Diversity Chemical, ISSA will be there, BSCI will be there. So a lot of big names are coming. But now it's down to I need subcontractors. I want you to step out of your comfort zone, come to the event, even if you've done it before or haven't. Come learn about it. We're going to talk to you about how it's done, the pros, the cons, how to look at your market that you're in and identify your customer profile and know if you have enough market cap there or do you need to expand? And if you need to expand, how do you do it by the way of subcontracting? And it will end the day with the signature pour, which is turn the lights off, lights go on. We have leather chairs on the stage, and we'll have a few individuals from 3 to 4 to 5 to $800 million size cleaning companies talking about the state of the union of the cleaning industry and
Mm.
sharing strategy on where do they see that it's going that us small to medium sized cleaning company owners should be thinking about because we don't have that seat at the table sometimes to know where is the shift going to happen within this industry from a client perspective. A lot of those people from the bigger companies, they just happen to have that seat right now, so we should learn from them.
That's awesome. It's like you're collapsing it. You're bringing you're not collapsing it. I'm trying to think of the right word, but I mean, it's a massive share of information of like
Yeah.
what is happening that people don't have access to otherwise. And it's it's a good sized conference, but it's not like it's 1,000 people at this conference. It's a couple hundred, right? Or
Yeah,
300,
yeah.
something like that. So it's pretty intimate. So you can actually like talk to the person who's running the $100 million company and learn from them. And at the end of the day, it is about relationships often, right? And building those relationships. So that's what you're providing there.
Yeah, no, and that's nothing better than in person. Like at the end of the day, remember a prime and a sub, the prime is a client. So this is a potential client that you're going to work with. It's a potential sales channel, right? I got offline, we were talking about, I just was talking to a sub who does over $2.5 million as a sub for one prime. So imagine if you had 3 of those, like there's your marketing and sales. You don't
Right.
even need it.
Right. You don't even need it. You're just getting business from them. Yeah.
But the reason they're going to give you more business is something happened between the decision maker and you as the owner of your smaller cleaning company is there was a spark, there was interest, there was relevancy, there was something there, common ground that they just like doing business with you.
Yeah.
You're not going to get that in an email. or a phone call. You're just
No,
not going to. So
no.
my hope and my mission and my wish is this hits, and I do this once a year. And this becomes our flagship.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Will you help, let me think about how to ask this question. Is there assistance for residential companies that are looking to get into the sub? Like if it's like, okay, I mean, like, so my company, Green Sweep in Albuquerque, we used to be 50-50 residential, commercial. I sold the commercial side several years ago because I was like, it's just like too much, different business, whatever. And so I focused just on the residential. And now we have small commercial, like very small. And when I think about growth in the commercial side, if on the commercial side, it's a different business model. But for somebody who's really looking to grow and do, it's phenomenal, but they might not know how to do it. They might not have the tools because it is different. Commercial cleaning is different than residential cleaning. So do you offer some of that training through your software or through the marketplace?
Yeah, so we just launched a new mentorship program that but it's not focused just on this, but you bring up a real good point, Molly, where that does deserve like its own program. So we are hopefully going to announce something that we're working on for subcontracting as far as professionalizing it and making sure that, again, I use the term all the time, but making sure your business and quality and operationally ready. Because again, anybody could really be a subcontractor, right?
Right.
They even miscategorize it sometimes where it's like Molly's cleaning company and you're one person and you clean 4 banks. Technically, you could be a sub.
You're
That's
a
a sub.
Right.
But
Right.
but like that doesn't mean you're business ready and like a business though, right? So
no. It means I just got myself a job, right?
You got yourself a job.
Yeah,
So I like that you said, is there a program that could help a residential business owner and operator? Because that is very because to me, residential companies have some unique advantages. Very detail oriented. You already know what route work looks like. You're already used to the idea that supplies may be in your van. So these are all characteristics, Molly, that are unique because when you're too big of a commercial company and you haven't done some of those things, it's hard to convince them now. Like, hey, here's I see that you're a commercial cleaning company in Santa Fe. It's how will you just keep talking about New Mexico? It's because you're New Mexico. So like I see that but you'd be surprised how sometimes it is difficult to convince a commercial cleaner who's used to a supply closet, who's used to not working for another cleaning company, right? They're like, what do you mean I got to get in my car and drive and clean a bank for an hour and then get in my car and then drive and clean a bank for an hour? And you're telling me I got to put my supplies in my trunk? They sometimes, it's combative,
Oh, wow.
right? Where
Interesting.
residential, it's like, this is what we do. All right. Like, yeah, like, all right, get in the car, go over here, get in the car, go over here. Like it's so, but the biggest thing that we don't have to talk about today, but in the future we can help solve is pricing and production rate and like level of quality. Like again, you cannot clean a facility like you would clean a home. So there's a couple things that we have to give residential cleaning companies over to hump on. But I think you guys are set up for success because of the detail and the customer service you already are used to. You bring that to the commercial side, you got customers for life.
Yeah, I think you're totally right. I think that'd be a great bridge, a great potential training program for somebody to create. I think that's really smart. That's awesome. So, I mean, anyone who's listening, I think that if you are and you're in the residential industry, if you're curious about commercial, this is a really good, like, easy entree to commercial cleaning. It's very different than going to some of the giant conferences that are out there that you are literally just another person with a badge walking around. And there's good things that happen at the big conferences too, but here you are a person, people are going to talk to you. You're going to have conversations. You're going to learn. You can ask questions. You can form relationships. It's a completely different scene. So if you're curious, I say absolutely sign up for this event. Ricky, before I even forget, and we'll put it in the show notes, but if someone wants to go to Cleaning and Cocktails, where would they go to find out more about it and get a ticket?
So they go to cleaningandcocktails.com.
All
the event info is there. So the hotel booking discount is there. The ticket information is there. I'm going to make sure I make a nice discount code link for you. I'll call it Molly 15. And then
All
it's
right.
it's not live yet. Wait, give me like an hour to
Okay.
make it live.
Okay. Right.
But yeah, we'll help any of your audience and your network get you there, because you touched on it. It is a little different of an event because you will ignite and spark new relationships with actual other, humans, and like talk to each
Mm-hmm.
other, get to know each other,
Mm-hmm.
and make long lasting relationships. That's one thing
Yeah,
that
it's
I've
true.
been very happy about, is people make connections.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, awesome. So I'd love to ask you a few other questions separate from cleaning cocktails. I'm so glad we touched on that though, because I do
Yeah.
think it's really important, and it's a great way to just think about scaling your business in a completely different vertical if you're in the residential industry. So, let me ask you, in the last year, Ricky, so this is a little less serious of a question, but in business, what's the most fun you've had?
In the last year, I have begun to speak at conferences, because I've spoke before, but like on a panel, like a pitch for the company. Nothing like where, like I've been asked to speak. I was at SC Johnson. I did something at Staples for these manufacturing corporate brands, and corporate's different, right? Corporate's like there's an agenda, there's a theme to this event, and they bring you on to speak on something specific. But what I found that was real fun is they just let me be me, like, and I get to just share my story. I'm my own narrator, and like I have fun. Like I have like this champ that I have now. At the end of all three I did this past 6 months is I would hold like a FaceTime and I'd flip it, Molly, and I would do on the count of three. I'm gonna say we are, and everybody say stronger together. First time I was nervous, it worked. Second and third time, it's awesome. Like it felt cool to share my story where I'm just a cleaning business owner, just having fun, building a legacy. But for these sales and organization, this organization doesn't know me. Like they don't really know cleaning. I think they know their
Right.
products, right, and equipment,
Mm-hmm.
but they got to get an inside look on what it is to build a cleaning company. And I was happy to be that kind of microphone for us in
Oh,
that
I
space.
love it. Oh, I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, I mean, I'm like, I just gotta chill like that. I'm sure that was super inspiring. And like, I mean, in those companies you're using, well, SC Johnson, like I'm sure you're using some of those products
Yeah.
probably in what you're doing. So it's like they're seeing that's like such a good connection. Tell me about We Are Stronger Together. I see it on your t-shirt. So tell me about that.
Oh yeah. Yes. So
And how do
my
I get one of
cousin,
those shirts?
yeah,
Yeah.
hey, we're about to print a lot. It's just people like them. Yes,
Yeah.
they have our logo in it, but I thought that was cool that the R's unite the both, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's
But
great.
it happened at the first Thinny cocktails that we had. My cousin Tony just came up with this look and feel, put it on our big wall outside, and one of the attendees was like, "Hey, we should go take a picture outside with the Stronger Together." And like we had never really said it or come out like that with it. And when we did, again, it just happened. The videographer was like, "Hey, on the count of three, I want you guys to say Stronger Together." So as I kept hearing it and seeing it, I'm like, "Man,
Yeah,
this is our thing. Like this could be our thing." And many people say it now, and it's a feeling. It's a feeling of
it
when
is.
shit hits the fan. This is an industry that is very thankless. It's going to be a lot more low times than high times. But when you have those low times, just think that you're stronger together. So go out and reach out to somebody, text somebody,
Mm-hmm.
call somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Be in that pain with at least somebody else.
Right, right. It's
Yeah.
misery does love company, but also it helps. It can really help, especially some people can. I think that is really true in this industry. Like um, I have been so surprised and like in such a good way with how incredibly giving people in this industry are of their time, of their support, of their knowledge. It's a pretty amazing industry. So I love that we're stronger together. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get one of those shirts at the conference if you're gonna have them there for
Oh,
sure. It's great.
I got a special attendee shirt that we're making too. So
Okay.
I'll
All
make
right.
sure you have one of those.
All right. Very cool. Very cool. Let me ask you, as you've got several businesses, you've got a lot of different things going on. And how has your leadership developed? You kind of alluded to it earlier, but what have you done to develop your leadership more, and how has it evolved and developed over the last several years?
Man, I'm always positive. So that's one thing, right? But I think being positive is not enough. I've been tested on that. Even with the team that I have now is Rick, we understand positivity, but we also, there has to be a certain tenacity and kind of get shit done mentality that you
Mm-hmm.
also have to incorporate, where it's not always about being the nice guy or doing the nice thing. Like you have to make difficult decisions. that have results you may not be happy with, and like, right, it hurts and it's heartbreaking, right? But that's okay. So I've been learning how to deal with knowing that I'm going to make a decision or I'm going to say something that's probably going to hurt a little bit. That's okay. Don't worry about it. Like
Hmm.
something like a big thing that I struggled with, and I'm saying it more and more, and it's coming out and feeling better, is we're known as a family business, Rosalado. Everything is family, right? But I've also seen the other side of that where it's like, man, but does a family win a championship, right? Like, did Phil Jackson say he had a family with Michael Jordan and his
Team.
team that won?
Team.
No,
No.
it was high performing individuals.
Team. Yeah.
So then I hear that and I'm like, wait a minute, but we're still family. So here's like, I wish I had it. I wrote it down, not here though. But here's my new vision on leadership. Molly, is we are not a family. We are a team of high performing individuals, but every day we go home, we do what we do for our families. Right. So like,
Ooh,
so like,
yes. Yeah.
so it's, you still can have family threaded in your leadership style. But
Hmm.
I think what I've learned is but it's also affected my leadership style by treating it as family. So it's hard. It's a give and take, right? But like that, how's that twist, right? Like
I
we
think it's a great.
there.
I think it's a great twist because it also just takes in the individuality of the people that you have working with you and for you and whatever. And I mean, and you are like your cleaning service is like, I mean, is your cousins and like
I
you
got
have brothers and
24,
uncles, like how,
24 family members in the company.
right, right. And so that gets, I mean, that can get really complicated. I grew up in a family owned business. My parents owned a country store, and the kids worked in there, and we all did different things, and it was awesome in a lot of ways, but you can't really fire your family either. And there's like, or it can be hard to fire family. There can be tension, like other things can happen. You have to have really good boundaries and things set up with it. So I'm
Yeah.
always curious about people who do that successfully. And I look at you do it successfully. So I love that twist. Um, I think, do you know, I'm sure you do, of course, do you know Dan Plata?
I know of him. Yeah.
You know
I've
of
met him
him.
once or twice. Yeah, I know of him. Yeah.
Okay. Dan, I had Dan on the pod and we had a very similar conversation. He said, we are a like team of high performing individuals. We are not a family. You can't fire, like he had a very similar sort of thing with what you just said. I was like, oh, you guys should talk because you've got
Yeah.
a similar outlook there. And I agree with that too. In fact, sometimes in my business, in my cleaning company, I hear people talking about us like, hey, Green Sweep fam. And I'm like, ooh, like we got to be careful there, like around calling us a fam or a family, because I agree with that point. It can be challenging as your leadership evolves, and it's hard to fire family. Anyway,
It
so
is.
it is. Have you ever had to fire family?
Yes. Multiple times.
You want to
Yes.
talk about that a little bit? How'd that go?
Well, we're still
Uh,
we're still
yeah,
family. We still love each other. But that was difficult, right? And it's still
yeah.
difficult. Like when you go home, like there is no holidays. Holidays end up being business meetings right now. Again,
Mm,
love or hate it. I love that I am doing business with my family. So I
yeah.
will take that over anything.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. What are you most proud of?
I am proud of the fact that I'm able to create jobs for many different people and it
Mhm.
positively impact those individuals and those families. I'm proud of seeing individuals grow. Like, like right now, if I look out the kitchen, I got Big Don, shout out to him. This was his first job at 19 years old. He is now here at 27, 28 years old, went from a floor technician, I'm sorry, a cleaner to a floor tech manager to a scheduler to IT to now product manager at Rock. Like
Wow.
those are the stories that I'm happy about because
Mm.
we that's what I want to see, and I want I get to have my kids here. That's my biggest thing is my two boys. My one Nico, he's a pitch man. At 7 years old, this guy could tell you what route does. He could tell you what Rotolato does. He could get in front of the camera. Benny's
Okay.
coming soon. He's coming up soon, but they are getting to see us, right, mom and dad and grandma and grandpa and everybody. Uh, we're building businesses here. We're building this dream. Uh, they can be a part of it if they want, or they can go build another dream themselves. But
Right.
I like them being in this environment that we can
Yeah.
control.
That's awesome. What a great lesson. That's very cool. That's very cool. Are you going to use your kids for commercials or anything like
Oh,
that?
what do you mean? He's in my podcast episode. He wants to do
Okay.
another.
Okay.
He wants to do another one. He's ready. This kid, like,
Okay.
he's ready to go. Like he's called
Okay.
himself the future host of Cleaning and Cocktails.
He does.
No, he does. He already does.
That's amazing. I love it. That's great. Let me ask, I know I've only got a few more minutes with you, Ricky. So I want to ask you, like I look at you and I told you this before we got started, but like to me, you are living bright. You are bold. Like you are so freaking real and authentic. Like I feel like I get a real sense of who you are every time I see you, and you put out like very positive energy. You share with others. You're wise. Like you're this like incredible soul. So I'm very grateful to have you here on the show. And I think though, when you're in a position like you're in and you're running all kinds of businesses and whatever, there's time. We all only have 24 hours in the day, right? So I'm curious what you do from just like a self management, self leadership kind of perspective. Like, do you have any sort of like small, sacred daily things that you do just to like maintain your brightness, maintain who you are?
Man, I wish I had the right answers. I have a couple though. I do. There's a couple things that I am very
Let me just say
strict
there
on.
is no right answer. There's no
No,
this is
there's
different.
no.
This is different for everyone. And I ask all guests this
Yeah,
because what works for you could work for somebody, like it's
yeah.
all varies, but like
Every morning I work out at 7 a.m. and I have a trainer on purpose because something I've learned from going to work out on my own was nobody was ever waiting for me, so I could call off at any moment, right? And it was like, oh, I'll
mm,
just show up when I show up. So I work out every morning. I show up, and it's that in itself starts my day better off than any way possible because I feel better. I'm more fit.
mm-hmm,
My mind's ready. I'm aware. I'm up. I sweat a little bit. I broke down a little bit, right? I tore it down
mm-hmm.
to tear back up. So
Yep.
that's one thing that I'm religious to, and I do try to get home at a certain time. And it's this game that I play with my wife sometimes, and it's like my team knows when Ricky's rushing at the end of the day, that means that Marley already texts him probably 2 or 3 times, like, yo, it's already 5. Where are you? I don't care what you have going on. So she keeps me real, right? And it's like I will
Yep.
rush out of here, and they're like, don't bother Ricky. He's got to go. He's got to get home. Can I get there on time sometimes? That would be better. But like it's that rush, right? I was like, I better be there or I better be somewhere. So I have to hurry up. So those are the
Right.
two things that, one is definitely not organized and structured by no means, but the other one is. So it's like the start and end to my days are very, very important to me because it just keeps me wanting to do better every single day.
That's great. I mean, what I hear you saying though is you have like two like sort of non-negotiables, and so the working out in the beginning, which I'm also a huge believer in for so many reasons, and then the end of your day, like it's a non-negotiable boundary. You're going to get home. Your wife might need to be reminding you, and she's helping assist you in
Always.
that
Yeah.
whatever. But you're going to be there. It's a non-negotiable. Is that family time at the end of the day because that's why you're doing everything you're doing, right? So
100%. 100%.
that's awesome. That's awesome. All right. Do you have time for one more question?
Yep. Go for it.
All right. What's on your horizon? What are you looking most forward to right now? Business, life, whatever.
I would say I'll share a couple. So business is this launch of Route Marketplace. I am like, this is a time coming. I think it's been 2 years in the making. Like it's one of those things where, again, when I first met you, that we were going to go live then, and I shelved the project and I started all over. So this one is going to mean a lot to finally deliver, execute, and get to market with this product. Well, that's one from the business perspective. Um, Personal is my 2 sons are going to be in the same school for the first time. They're going to be in the one's going to be pre-K, the other one's going to be first grade. So they're going to the same school. They're going to be in school from 9 to 3. So I'm looking forward to how they come home, right? Like in this fall of
Mm.
this coming year, like they're going to leave together, come back together because those two together, I could have the worst day, but if I come home to that, that's going to be like it just makes my day okay. But I'm looking forward to seeing them come home from school together.
I love it.
Um, and then yeah, just with I'm with my wife's side or just in general with family, just trips, man. I'm not, not that you guys need to know this, but I have
Yeah, we
probably
do.
20 family members coming to the Nashville event because I said, hey, this is a beautiful resort, because it is, bring your kids there. It's a
Yeah.
huge water park. But Molly, like, it was cool to jump on a thread with a lot of my family, some that don't work with us. And I'm just like, hey, I'm doing this thing, got an event. It's at a beautiful resort. It's in August. We haven't had a big family trip in a long time. Like, would love to have you guys there. Literally half the thread, like, yeah, we'll go there. Yeah, we'll be there. Yeah, we'll go. I'm like, oh shit,
my
okay.
gosh.
So I almost told Mike Duncan, I'm like, hey, bro, half the group rooms are my family, just so you know. Like,
Right.
so that'll be fun. Like, right, you get
Yeah.
to mix business with pleasure, so that should be fun.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, so fun having you on the show, Ricky. And I said one last question, but here is the last question, which is, where can people find you? It will be in the show notes, but tell them where they can find you as well. We know we're cleaning cocktails, but you, Ricky Regalado, where can they find you?
Yeah. So at Ricky Regalado on Instagram, in LinkedIn, it's Ricardo Regalado. And I do have a website, but it's not updated, but it's www.rickyregalado.com. I got to update it.
Okay.
But yeah, those 3 places where you can find me.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here. This was so much fun talking to you. I can't wait to see you in August at Cleaning and Cocktails. And thanks for joining us, friends, for another episode of Live Bright, and have great days. Thanks, Ricky.
Thank you.
And that's it for today. Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Live Bright Show. If you enjoyed this pod, please go to livebrightshow.com to be in the know for new program offerings and podcast releases. Molly has more awesome guests and content coming your way, so you're going to want to be on that list. Also, just because you're still listening, it would be incredible if you could go ahead and subscribe to this podcast and provide the show with a 5-star review. You know how they help. Go forth, have fun, and live bright, friends.